Hey, Rachel Cook here, founder of The Yogipreneur, and I just wanted to share with you an insight I had for Mindful Marketing Monday. So I was reflecting back on all of the work I did before the launch of The Yogipreneur's Guide to Conscious Business Design, and one of the exercises I did was a series of brainstorming to discover who my ideal client was, my customer avatar. And this is something that a lot of people struggle with because they're worried about boiling down who they're serving all the way down to a specific person, to an actual persona. And for me, this practice has been completely game-changing. It's completely changed the way that I communicate with my community. It's changed the way that I market my upcoming programs, and it's made everything much, much more effective. And the amazing part is when I shared my brainstorm with the people who are actually taking the course now, some amazing things started to crop up. See, when I did my brainstorming to talk about, or when I was looking at who's going to be my ideal client to take this course, The Yogipreneur's Guide to Conscious Business Design, I went really deep. It was as if I was writing out their life story, everything that I could possibly come up with for this ideal customer. And so I named her Grace, and I went beyond demographics. So just to give you an example, let me tell you a little bit about Grace, and then I'll tell you what happened when I shared this with the people who actually ended up in my course. So Grace is 30 years old. She's married with 2 children. Before having kids, she was very successful. She and her husband were living a very comfortable lifestyle, earning about $100,000 or more a year combined. And when she decided to have kids, she left her more professional role and really was focused on being home with her children. That was her #1 priority. But Grace has a lot of passions. She has a lot of talents and a lot of ideas, and what she really wants to do is share her passion with the community who she loves to work with. But she really doesn't know how to do that, so she's looking for a way to turn something that right now is just an expensive hobby into a sustainable business. But also a business that allows her to spend time with her family, to have a lot of flexibility, and allows her to really focus on what it is she's passionate about instead of running all over town trying to focus on just clients. So she's looking for a business that has multiple opportunities, multiple streams of income, and a lot of leverage in it. So when I started looking at Grace and her life and her ideal life that she was looking at, Grace really wants to be able to travel. She and her husband traveled a lot in the past, and they haven't been able to do that with kids. They've been limited to vacations with family. And they would love to be able to easily afford to be able to travel the world, taking their children to see how other societies live, and especially learning how to give back. That's a big priority for her, is giving back and teaching her children how to give back. She has a passion for all things creative. She loves to create on all levels. She loves to write. She loves to photograph. She loves to make things like crafts or knitting and crocheting, or maybe even making clothes for her kids or little things like that. She really loves the idea of having an organic garden, maybe even keeping some little chickens as a secret desire for her to have a little tiny hen house so her children can have that experience of seeing these different aspects of where your food comes from. She is playing with the idea of homeschooling her kids. She's passionately in love with her husband and knows that the foundation of a great family is really taking care of your marriage. She has a huge desire to give back. So her business isn't just about creating a comfortable lifestyle for herself and her family. It's also about actually creating a business that will allow her to make a contribution to her community, to give back in an important way, focusing on the things that matter the most to her. And actually, this goes on and on. I think I wrote probably about 10 pages about Grace and about her life and her dreams and her visions and what she really wants everything to be. And it really comes down to freedom, fun, flexibility, family, passion, all of those different pieces. And it really reflects a lot about me. My clients learned a lot about me when they listened to me tell them about Grace, which you guys just learned a lot about me as well. So the funny thing is, most of those details never made it into any of my marketing messages. They never made it into anything that I put out in public, any of the videos I shared. Most of those details were just for me, for my own enjoyment, really. But what they really allowed me to do is to tap really deep into the desires and the needs and the frustrations of Grace in a way that I couldn't do if I just left it on a very superficial level, or if I left it as broad as, you know, an entire niche like yoga. I really had to focus it down so I could understand the frustrations, the challenges that she was coming up against, and where I could fit in there. And so here's the amazing thing. Here's what's come up. In the last couple weeks, I've been doing coaching sessions with different people who are taking the course right now. And some amazing things showed up that I totally didn't expect, but it's proof that the law of attraction is out there bringing me these ideal clients. They don't match Grace exactly, but the characteristics they share are incredible. So I have one client who actually has chickens, which is a secret dream of mine, and it's something I wrote and talked about with Grace. And she actually has chickens, and she told me when she heard that part of the story, she just laughed out loud because she actually had chickens hanging out in her backyard. I have another person taking the course who is an organic gardener. And this was a piece I wrote about in Grace's description that I wrote for myself that I never shared publicly, was that she's very passionate about organic food, about raising food, about showing her children where food comes from. And so I actually attracted someone into my program who is building a business around organic food, around nutrition, around that aspect. I was just blown away. And some other amazing pieces is something that was very important to Grace, my customer avatar, wasn't just a comfortable lifestyle for herself and her family. It was also building a business that went above and beyond, that actually had enough success under its belt that the business could start giving back and could start making a bigger difference in the community on areas that Grace was really passionate about. And this is, of course, something I'm passionate about. For me, I really want to be able to give back to the children of the world. I've done a lot of work. My husband and I were in Brazil. We did some work with an orphanage there, and I can't wait to take my kids back and to have those experiences with them as they grow up. That's a passion of mine, is working with the children around the world. And amazingly enough, I have quite a few people in my course now who their passion isn't just building a business for their own lifestyle, it's also making a difference in the lives of others, whether it's reaching out to the cancer community and helping to provide new awareness on holistic treatment, yoga, energy work, how that all can be part of a cancer treatment program, or even helping people who are recovering from addictions or alcoholism, and helping them integrate all of these different aspects into their lifestyle to encourage their recovery. So it just blew me away how much what I wrote for my customer avatar, really a brainstorm, an activity I did so that I could really narrow down who I really wanted to work with, I actually attracted those exact qualities, those exact characteristics in the people that I'm working with, which is so powerful. It's so powerful. So I encourage you, even though it might seem counterintuitive to boil down the type of person you want to work with all the way down to these levels of specificity? Yeah. Even though it might seem counterintuitive because you might feel like you're excluding people, it doesn't mean you're excluding people at all. It means that you're really going to be able to drill down to really pinpoint their frustrations, to really pinpoint their challenges in a way that you're not going to be able to if all you're looking at is the superficial, straight up demographic data. So I hope that serves you. Keep in mind, the more personal, the more universal, really think about who you're serving and start attracting those ideal clients into your business. So I hope you enjoyed this installment of Mindful Marketing Monday. If you like it, please like it, click the button below, and please share this video. And if you haven't gotten on my email list, you can head over to theyogipreneur.com and get Mindful Marketing Monday and Techie Thursday delivered straight to your email every week. Hope that serves you. Thank you so much for your time. Mwah.